tone looks so fucking off. Who cares? I'll figure it out. I honestly don't get.
Dude,
I
it's
honestly
because you
don't
got
give a shit.
tan. That's why your skin tone looks like. Remember, a week ago we were like a lot lighter, and then we spent like 3 days in the sun.
Where did we come back from, dude?
We came back from Cartagena.
It's an amazing place.
Ah, that's the thing, man. Like, I was already telling John earlier, like, I kind of wish I were back there still.
You were
But
talking to John earlier today. You're texting him on the side.
yeah, he was just messaging me at like work, and I was like, dude, I kind of wish I were back like in Cartagena. So
He's still at home, that fucking bitch.
yeah, he's been off the past like 2 days or so. So he has it lucky. Me, like, I dove straight back into work. So it's like, fuck. You didn't have time to process like going back, from something so fun and like,
Having to go back to hell, right?
yeah, it's to the point that like I'm still living out of my suitcase just because like, when you want to do your laundry.
You didn't do that shit yet? I finished that this
Well,
morning.
well, no, I did my laundry in Cartagena, but the thing is, it's like, so I have a fresh set of clothes that I haven't used. So
Hmm.
I'm kind of lazy putting it back. So I'm basically just taking the clothes that I wore last week.
Are you lazy or are you heartbroken about it?
It's a little bit of both. It's a
A
little
little bit
column
of
A and
both.
column
Yes.
B, just because, like, damn, like, that was something that we were kind of building up for the past like 6 months. And now we're
We were
like,
waiting on that shit for a while, bro. We've been talking about
dude,
that
we
shit
weren't
at the
even
bar
sure. We weren't
week
even
after
sure it was
week.
going to happen.
There was a point in which midway it was gonna get canceled, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna be really upset if this shit falls through.
I'm glad it happened. No, seriously, like,
I'm very glad it
honestly,
happened.
I remember last week you were asking me, yo, you excited for Cartagena? And then I wasn't even feeling anything until like literally as we got to the airport, I was like, okay, here. Now it's starting to hit me. And then when we were on the plane, that's when it hit me more.
When did it hit the realest?
Oh, dude, as soon as you pulled up to like the Airbnb and then like I kind of looked at like the layout of the
Yes.
place, and for me that felt like if you've ever watched the TV series Terrace House, it
What the
basically
fuck
felt
is
like the
that?
house. So Terrace House is like a dating,
I was about to say Love Island UK.
it's like Love Island or Inferno, or what's the Korean one? There's like a Korean one.
Singles
Yeah.
Inferno is in an island, so you can't really
Yeah.
do it like that. But
Yeah.
Love Island UK, I felt like I was, some of my coworkers asked me like, how was it? How was it? And all I can tell them is I felt like I was in a land I felt like I was in a Latin romance novel. It felt so good.
Telenovela?
I don't know about a telenovela because it wasn't that dramatic. Maybe at times it was, but it was very nice. There's something in the air there. There's something in the heat outside of the sweat. There is something in there.
Something romantic about being there. And yeah,
Absolutely.
dude, like for me being like in Cartagena, I mean, aside from those like times where you had like, those panhandlers going, Money Pacquiao, Jackie
I
Chan.
even I even started liking them. They were really endearing towards the end. Like once you know how to navigate it for the first couple times, the first time it's funny. The second time it's funny a little bit less. The third time it's like, yo, get out of my face. But the fifth and sixth, it's like it's all good. Like
I
you
feel
kind of
like
just
you fell
roll with
off
it.
like the pissed off edge back into the happy edge, basically.
Of course.
I had such a great time there.
What was your
And
favorite
like,
thing that you did there? Because we did a
oh,
lot of different things, and the audience doesn't really know exactly what the fuck is going on. But the very first night we stayed in, pretty much. We went out, yes. What was the area with the bell tower? The area that we kept on walking through in order to get out
the
of there to
cathedral.
go to. That's the cathedral.
That's the cathedral.
Okay, okay. I just knew that because in the picture for our playlist, I felt like that was
Mhm.
exactly what it was, wasn't it? Like that was the
Yeah.
cathedral. So that was like
Yeah.
that is actually a known point. Yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that cathedral is like the big attractions there, and it's got a lot of history. But again, because Gethsemane or Gethsemane, I mean, I think I say Gethsemane because it's kind of like the biblical term, but Gethsemane, I think is probably the proper way to say it.
How did the guy
Don't
say it when we
crucify
were at
me.
the Airbnb? Because he said it. I think he said get some
I think he
money.
said Gethsemane because I think that's
Yeah.
like the Spanish way of saying it. But Gethsemane is kind of like I think the biblical way. I'm not a linguist expert or anything, but I mean Gethsemane is like part of the walled city, and it's again very old, like Cartagena, because there's an area that we didn't even get to go through that was called Boca Grande, and that looks like literally Miami, pretty much. It's like a beach and plenty of like these buildings and everything. But there's something romantic about just walking through the walled city and just kind of having these like older architecture, and then within that older architecture, there's just so many different shops and places to eat.
How much of it do you think we actually explored? Because we were walking around there a lot, but I felt like we kept on going around in circles. We really didn't get to discover the ins and outs of every single street in that bitch, you know?
My analogy of this, Gabe. You played Grand Theft Auto, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of
Okay.
course.
So it's like Liberty City. We were like on Staunton Island, right? And then
Yeah.
there's like there's two other islands that you have to explore also. But Staunton Island in itself, aka Gethsemane, is huge. There's so much to do, and I feel like we were there for like 4 nights straight, pretty much, and we're going through different areas of the city. It was cool that different Uber drivers took us through like the left side, the right side, the bottom side.
That's true. It
You
was
know,
never the same exact way. Shout out to the really cheap Uber drivers there, though. Like some rides were $2, $3, some crazy shit. You want to know how much
that
my
exchange
ride
rate.
was to get home from JFK?
How much is it,
47 fucking bucks, dude.
dude? Yours was 47. Mine,
That could have been
mine
like
was
fucking. My God.
mine was 60.
Whoa. Wait,
Not
we don't live
including
in that far.
Dude,
That's fucked.
yeah, like my area, it's like an additional like $15 more if we're also like
Damn.
throwing in like tip too. So, but
Fuck
yeah,
tip. I'm not tipping Ubers.
yeah, man. No, dude, we only explored like one
Sometimes.
area of it. Again, we're not even talking about like the area north of us and the area west of us, which again, like west of us is Boca Grande. And so honestly, I mean, at least for my first trip and all the things that I wanted to do and wanted to see, I feel like we really nailed everything that I could have like had on my checklist.
I nailed everything that I wanted to nail. Pause.
Hmm. Right.
Except for one more day. Just one more rest day. Something a little bit more calm. On the very last day, we had a rest day, but we still kind of did the coffee thing. We still were kind of forced to be somewhere at a certain time. I wanted a day
Yeah.
completely bucket naked. You know what I mean? We could split. We didn't have to all go together. That's one thing
Right.
that I didn't want to do the next time. We were in a group of 8, right?
Yeah.
And we were all kind of together. And there's nothing wrong with being together because to be honest, I had a really, really great time with the people that we went with. But
Of
wouldn't it
course.
have been cool to just have like split on your own throughout the city, especially during the day? It's safe. It's not that bad there, you know?
Of course. Yeah.
Internet touted it to be like ghetto as fuck. And I'm sure it can be, you know, wrong place, wrong time, wrong people around you.
Of course.
It would have been nice just to explore without any tethers at all, you know?
Having the ability to kind of go at your own pace, like wake up whenever you wanted to, and like I've been happy to hang out with you, but if let's say there were a day you want to like go to, I don't know, you want to go
To
explore the
get the
street food
massages like
houses.
you.
Yeah,
Fuck you, and Vince for leaving. You left us. You didn't fucking say shit. You were gone for like another. Did you get a massage too, or was it only him?
he got a massage and I got a massage. Yeah.
Oh, you got a massage as well. Damn.
Yeah. Well, I
Fuck.
wanted to accompany him, and dude, after we went to like Blue Apple Beach, like the massages there, I only had 15 minutes, but that 15-minute massage, I don't get massages often or ever, and maybe I was also kind of drunk, but John and I got out of there, and it felt good. By the time I got out of there, I felt like it kind of rejuvenated part of my soul that for that part of the night, I was ready to go out again.
You're ready to go.
So
You're,
yeah,
yeah. You are always ready to go. Pause.
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
man. I don't know. There's so much about this trip that was like amazing. And it's just crazy how I feel like we were there for a good amount of time. And I honestly also believe it would have been great to stay there for one more day
Yeah.
to do your own thing, or even kind of lays out and then eventually like do something in the evening. But yeah, I mean, no complaints. There's literally nothing I could complain about when it came to this trip. But I'm going through photos right now and like, obviously doing my tweaks of it. And it was fun. Again, my favorite thing was the boat. Like
Which one?
that
Because
boat
we
for
we
me,
had two boats.
the
Blue
private
Apple or the private boat was your favorite
the
thing? That
private
was the
boat
thing.
was my favorite thing. Dude, it
I would
felt
have to
like
say it was the most epic moment of the trip, being on the boat.
when we play video games and you're kind of like on this like open world exploration, that felt like I think the closest thing I ever had to like just doing something like that. You know, kind of going on your own, like exploring. I won't say complete uncharted, but you have no idea about this place. The
It's
driver
uncharted in
of the
our
boat
mind.
does in our
Yes.
minds, right? But there's something so liberating about being on a boat and just like having the wind kind of like blow through your hair. And yeah, like we were out there just diving into the water. If there was one thing I kind of wish I had the cojones for was being able to talk to that like, bachelorette boat.
Oh, yo, y'all kept on talking shit. Yo, I was a little surprised why y'all didn't do anything. Because
I
one of our
wanted
fucking
to.
homies there was like, yo, man, you gotta bring out the bottle, you gotta swim there and da da da. I was like, all right, y'all go. Why don't y'all go? Nobody went out there.
I think I hesitated. I
Nah, it
wanted
was our
to, but
homie that hesitated that brought it up first. He fucking brought it up first, and he didn't have the balls to walk through. I put that on him, son, not on you. It was his idea.
yeah. Well, here's the thing. If you gave me like at least another 15 or 20 minutes, I think I would have gone out there and just been like, tequila, tequila. I mean, I
Maybe.
want to
Were
believe
they
that I would
hot?
have had. They're
Did you
cute.
see them?
I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm sure they were beautiful women.
they were cute. I mean, again, you're there with a bunch of different strangers, and you're there for like kind of the same experience of letting loose and just partying. So it'd been nice. I mean, I anticipated that they would have spoke only Spanish, which also
No,
was kind of
bro.
intimidating. But maybe they would have.
No.
Yeah, like I don't. We never tried, or at least I never tried, and I will never know. And that's probably the one thing I do.
I will never know. Get fucked. Dude, you know the one portion that I didn't really enjoy much that I thought on paper when we were deciding like what exactly are we going to do with this boat?
Mhm.
Where are we going to go with this boat? I had it suggested that we were going to go to the area where all the boats meet up at the end and kind of all party together. Remember when we hopped
Oh,
off
the
and
party boat. Yeah.
the motherfucker said that, oh, this is some waist high water. And I'm like, waist high water in my ass. I'm fucking drowning in this bitch. I might not even fucking make it to the party.
Dude, that water was disgusting, man.
That water was fucking disgusting.
Yeah, I
I
don't know what I was
swam by a
expecting for that
condom. You
one.
knew that? It passed me and motherfuckers were like, oh my God.
Dude, all right. So when we were walking or swimming, wading, I guess wading is the better term for it, right?
Yeah.
You see all these different boats again with like food. There's like some with lobster, some with like, cocktails.
Yeah.
Also you have people selling like again different like toys or little gadgets that you can play with, right? And then there's the one with like either the lemonade or the oysters. And yeah, dude, like I don't know, like
That's the one thing I regret as well.
what?
Like not being able to try that. Because when we first saw it, someone had brought
Mhm.
up, oh man, that shit's been in the sun all day long. And I'm like, dude, you're not wrong. But I feel like it's almost part of the experience to try that. But I don't know, man. I didn't have the fucking pesos in my pocket. I never did, man. I only had like so little pesos in my pocket. I only had American, dude. Did you regret not trying it too? I feel like you regret that as well.
To a certain extent. I mean, I've been to the Philippines enough times to have tried things and have like really terrible like upset stomach and like food poisoning.
That's
So
true.
I'm a
You're
lot
right.
more tempered in my overall attitude. But that said, I was also ballsy enough to go after street meat. Like literally the first day I get there,
I regret
like
that badly.
the only other person to join me, and I appreciate that he was just like, yeah, let's just go for it. Was you know one of our friends who also enjoyed the street meat, and yeah, he was going in. He picked up more than I did when it came to like
He was
you
leading the
know
charge in terms of street meat. And
the
yo,
street meat thing.
can I talk about this? Fucking, what is
So
the experience on Tinder talking about street meat? I know I know some of the people's in the party in our group were on Tinder. What was up? What was going on there?
dude, I downloaded Tinder the second to last night to test the waters. Right, I didn't really anticipate any ability for us to like kind of mix
You
and
got
mingle, and
matches.
also
Everyone got matches.
yeah,
That was crazy.
it's pretty
Were
cool.
they were
Yeah,
they working girls though, or no disrespect? I'm just saying.
I think a couple of them were working girls.
Were
Some of them
working
just like
girls
basically sent me like their IG handles, and they had like OnlyFans and a whole bunch of stuff. So you basically got the hint of what they were about, pretty
about?
much.
Yeah.
But I think I still have 5 or 6 matches from them, but they only speak Spanish.
Bro,
So this trip has made me feel emboldened to really, really understand and speak the language next time we go.
I downloaded Duolingo. We're all
Duolingo,
downloading Duolingo. Yeah, we're all low key
dude.
downloading Duolingo. Come with
I will
me
say
to fucking
this.
3 days in a row. Let's go.
I will say this. So a few years back, and even now, like I do like French and Spanish in Duolingo, and I think it did help me with like our trip to Cartagena because
Oh, for
some
sure.
basic greetings I understood. But yeah, just I remember when we were like going to Alchemico and then like, say like otra persona, and then all of a sudden like, they start saying like a whole bunch of stuff like, oh, we can't take you upstairs. And then I would just look at them.
When they went full sentence mode, I got lost in the sauce, man. You just have to stare at them straight in the eye and just act like you fucking understand them, just so that you don't look stupid. And then all of a sudden, what do you say? Yeah, okay.
See,
Like you just nod and say yes, dude. And then they look at you and they're like, this motherfucker doesn't know shit about what I
dude,
just said. Fuck off.
oh my god, dude, I remember that happened in Alchemico, like, because we were trying to hit the
That
rooftop,
chick
right?
was
So
scary.
yeah, yo, she like, I think I was looking at you both, and I wasn't even drunk at this point. I
Yeah.
saw you both like dead eyeing each other
We were fucking
in my
locking
head.
eyes really hard, like 2 inches away from each other. I was like, girl, are we going upstairs or not? And her ass fucking stared at me, said nothing. But I didn't notice that she had an earpiece. She was talking to somebody. So it wasn't that she was
Yeah.
psycho or nothing like that. But man, good times. I laugh at it. I think about it
Uh,
endearingly.
well, that and then the panhandlers talking to us like Manny Pacquiao and all that stuff. Uh,
It was always funny. I've never not laughed when they came. Don't get me wrong. Even if I looked pissed, I never not laughed on the
mm.
inside. Like, man.
Have you had the blues since you came back at all? I don't know.
What the
Like
fuck, dude? I had the blues before I even left. While I was packing, I had the blues. I was still there. I had the blues. Were you not sad? I had the blues 2 days in. Remember what I said? I was like, oh my god, I can't believe we only have 3 days left here, and we only spent like 2, and it was
I
mad
literally
fucked
said,
up.
"Shut up, Gabe."
Like we got mad time. Shut the fuck up. It's a beautiful place. And oh, dude, don't let me bring this up. When we went to Big Apple, bro, and
The
the
Blue Apple,
DJ, the Blue Apple. What did I say?
Blue Apple. Oh, you said Big Apple.
The Big Apple. Yeah. When I went to the Blue Apple and their playlist there, holy shit. No, 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 no. What
No,
was
no,
the
it was
location
it
when
was
we had the mini yacht? The mini
no,
yacht.
it's a Mangata. Mangata.
Mangata.
Yeah, dude, the music there was pretty fire,
I
and I
fell in
feel
love
like,
there. I fell in love there.
dude, I fell in love with the island. Like, if I think
Yeah.
about like Blue Apple and Bora Bora, in my head, where's Mangata on the list? Like, I would have done Mangata and just like stay there for like definitely a day or two, and then be like, all right, let's go
Yeah.
to
I fell in
get
love
some
with the
money.
chair there.
The chair, the amenities. I mean, they had hammocks.
Me and you were on
Like,
Spotify. What is it? Me and you were on Shazam that whole fucking time we were there. We're like, everything is hitting.
I like that you and I are on deck with that because music has always been a part of like my life in the sense that wherever I travel and even just my day to day is kind of always enveloped in music. So going there and hearing like island vibes, I guess that's basically like the playlist that I'm gonna
Yeah.
build for like that's derived from that, as well as like our Columbia Spotify playlist. Like,
Dude, if you're ever on a trip, you have to do the playlist thing. It will revolutionize that shit.
so two things that I really liked from what you did at the start of this trip was you did both the Google Drive for photos, which is
Yeah.
awesome, and the Spotify playlist. So what inspired
Yeah.
you to create the group like dynamic?
Oh man. I would say if you're not really paying attention to doing that, because you're trying to relax, you're on vacation, you don't want to have to think about all of that. You kind of prefer those things to already be set up. How can you not do 2 things that are free that will really evolve your vacation experience, especially if you're going to be going with a group of people? If you're going alone, it doesn't really fucking matter. It's
Mhm.
almost like, what are you doing? Don't do that. But if you are going with a group of people, right, and there's a good vibe, having those 2 things there conveniently already set up just makes the whole process easier. Dude, at the end of the day, what do we want? We want to look really good on Instagram. Don't fuck around, right? but it's not always going to be my camera, but there's 8 individuals. Let's share our shit and let this shit pop. Because if you don't do that, how many times in your previous trips have you gone in groups and you didn't have this shared space, that you didn't get to see those memories that they had, that their version of the trip was a little bit
plenty
different.
of times.
Exactly. There's some photos that I saw and I'm like, Don still has photos to upload? Because I thought that was everything. But then when I saw the pictures, I was like, holy fuck, he actually took a lot. And I didn't even notice. And that was a really, really cool way to re-experience the trip. And, not to sound whack, but in a different lens, In terms of music, I hate listening to a really, really good song and losing it. Because
oh my God,
it's the worst terror to hear a song and then now you cannot Shazam it. It's too late. It's gone. And now you got to maybe ask the DJ. I have actually asked DJs before. I'd be like, bro, what song played before this? And they told me. But having the playlist set up almost makes it gives you a future gift. Every time I go to the gym now and I want to pop in the Hawaii playlist sounds so different than the Colombia playlist. If I wanted to revisit those memories, and not just in a visual way, but in a feeling way, an emotional way, it's in those playlists. If I listen to the Hawaii one, I'll go right back to February. And if I listen to the Colombia ones, I'll go right back to last week.
The fact that you say last week, I think now it's also kind of hitting me because, again, I had to dive straight back into work. And so, this morning, one of our friends messages us, like, our group chat saying, hey, like,
Ooh.
I think you have, like, most of, like, the group photos, which is true because, like,
yes.
I was kind of the one saying, hey, guys, let's take, like, a selfie or a group photo. And also, in this trip, I will be the first to admit, because I usually don't do photos of myself. Like, as a photographer.
Get to it, you motherfucker. I can't
so
be the only one
jarring.
doing selfies, bro. I cannot.
It's so jarring to do, like, selfie photos for me, just because I'm so used to being the one to take pictures. And I like that. That's just my thing. But this vacation, I also felt empowered to take photos of myself too, because I
Let's
want to be
go.
part of it. I don't also want to be that one guy taking photos and not be included in them as well. So
That's what I have to do.
Yeah.
The opposite. Take pictures of other people. But go ahead.
yeah. So yeah, like, when you're talking about Spotify kind of taking you back there, and music's the same way. Like, I think about music all the time, and I have, like, playlists every year built on, like, music that I've listened to, and it'll take me back to a day and time that, like, I remember vividly. And so listening to the same music again, like the Columbia playlist, I started adding a whole bunch of stuff to it, and then I was looking through the photos. So I'm editing photos at work, taking my time with my work while also, like, editing stuff off my phone. And yeah, it was, like, taking me back. Like, I have photos of the entire group and of us and just, like, our day to day. And
I can't wait to look at it again because I didn't get a good chance to really see them.
I didn't even upload, like, I'm literally looking at my computer right now with photos of us on the boat, because I took a lot more photos, with, like, a point and shoot I took with me on vacation. But there's a lot of photos on the boat because this point and shoot has, like, a longer.
Does
zoom
John
than
know
my
that?
iPhone.
You said it was all
Oh, yeah.
good.
Oh, I told him, like, dude, like, I will upload the photos later tonight.
Yeah. Stop that shit. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. He's trying to make some fucking Google bullshit. What is the point of what you're doing, John? Like, why are you rushing this motherfucker? Rush him for the fucking purpose of the pictures.
He wants the slideshow. But yeah, and the thing is, yeah, I think there's some photos in video. I mean, again, like, off my point and shoot that I'm, like, looking through right now. And also, it's, again, comparing between the two, the iPhone has a little lesser quality in certain respects to, like, this point and shoot. So yeah, it looks good. Honestly, like, some of these photos are pretty dope. Like, I'm pretty excited just because I just wanted to take photos of, like, my friends and
I
of
can't
where
wait
we're
to
going
see
to.
them.
I know, and it just also kind of slightly breaks my heart because I hate
Pictures of
when,
yourself?
like, no, I hate, when I say hate, you don't know when the good times are around, or, like,
Oh, when you
when
miss them.
yeah, like, and this was, like, a good time. I mean, not that I was even taking this for granted at all, but it happened so fast. Like, I closed my eyes and, day one goes by, day two, we're out going to Blue Apple.
You're making me
And that was
sad
a
right
good
now.
time.
You're making me
I'm
sad.
sorry.
And
I am so
I
sorry.
just turned the fucking Spotify playlist on now.
I started queuing through some of that stuff too, and just like again listening to that while editing the photos, and yeah, it just takes you back, and it's like, damn, when's the next vacation? Shit.
I will say this. I don't have a lot of excuses to dance. Like I don't have a lot of reasons to dance in New York. I have to actually go
Hmm.
out to the club. But when
Right.
we were in Colombia, I found myself dancing to mad shit.
Oh yeah.
And
Like
that really what kind of like tops my, like that's what kind of tops the is the cherry on top that made me feel like really love the vacation.
yeah. And we also had a pool to hang out in, like late night swims at the pool.
We had a maid in our Airbnb. In our fucking, what is it? Love Island Airbnb. We had Mary Luz there, and she was a maid. And if you brought her groceries, and which we did get groceries the very first day, she will cook that shit up every morning, make you coffee every
Uh,
single morning. Desayuno, baby. That's what she
so
said. And I
so
was like,
Gabe,
what? I don't fucking know what
Gabe.
that even means, bro.
So your version of Alchemico was
Yeah.
me and Mary Luce looking at each other when I had the breakfast out and she finally pulled up. Like,
Yeah,
because
why?
we
Why?
woke up a
You
little
just stared at
earlier,
her like, what the fuck?
and I was just like, versus you, who was just trying to get your point across. I just kind of looked at her awkwardly, and I felt like she was telling me, "Hey, that's my job. You don't have to do that." And I'm like,
She was just being
"I'm
kind.
sorry.
She was like, yeah,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
I'm sorry."
My
And then
bad.
she, my bad. And she manages to cook again. Like, I mean, those scrambled eggs were pretty good.
They
It's
were
pretty
good. They
good.
were good. But what the fuck was that? Why couldn't they do Sunnyside? Like, what?
Because
What
we
is going
couldn't.
on? Miscommunication?
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to say. And for all my Spanish speaking friends, feel free to correct me. But like, I didn't know how to say like over easy or a fried egg. And so,
Sunnyside.
well, yeah, I don't. How do you say that in Spanish?
I would think that it's not actually that difficult to get misconstrued. Not it's not your fault. I almost believe that there is no word for it. Because if you are Mary Lou's, right? And somebody's staring at you with an egg, how many different fucking ways can you make this egg? You know what I mean?
Boiled, scrambled,
And
fried.
Sunnyside. That's it.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing also. So I was ready to fight for scrambled, like or not scrambled for like Sunnyside, but then you know like our friend who we like bust the chops for, he was just like, "Oh, Don doesn't like, scrambled." And I was like, "All right,
Show
I
her
give
the
up my
fucking
whole."
emoji, son. Show bust out the emoji on your phone and be like, "What is this?" That's what we want here with this egg.
But it was great having her though. It
Oh
doesn't change the
man, I
fact that
loved
she was
her.
amazing. I mean, she was so
She
sweet,
did
and
your laundry.
we obviously like gave her tips and like
Of
made sure that she was
course.
all good.
I
Like
was
I
slipping
tried
her
to even
fucking 20s.
I felt bad, like, just I tried to keep my room as clean as possible because I know that she cleaned my room, and I've told you this, like, I still don't feel comfortable having people pick up after me, like, to this day, just
I don't
I mean,
necessarily
it's
like it. She could have not done it and I
yeah,
wouldn't have cared.
it was just great to have her. I mean, again, she was a nice person, and I just was happy to have, like, another person there, and definitely having just, like, small little things, like, even just breakfast or cleaning up, like, even when you're on vacation, that's like a time saver. That's just like a very small little thing that can go just a very long way. So,
That's why I said I
uh,
felt like I was on a TV show. Coffee was
told you
there
you got
every
you got to
morning.
start Terrace House. Although, because the thing is, Terrace House actually
Fuck
has
that.
so many different seasons. One based in Hawaii.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's just hitting me as I go through these photos, like, how awesome last week was. I wish I just had, yeah, like one more day and maybe a little bit more energy or downtime to like bounce back and then just go at it again. But we hit up a lot of places.
And I think we also had a good group. I think we had a
Yeah.
very nice, well put together group. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Uh, what's on your mind?
Nothing. I'm just turned up. I'm just very,
Yeah,
very turned up.
I don't know, but
And no. Hold on. No bullshit. We had many, many, many enablers within our group. All right. Let's not fuck around. We had comedians in our group. So it made the trip perfect. I do want to say that I was kind of not dreading the trip, but I was less excited about it because in my head, I knew it was going to be the last time for a while. Let me get that correct. That I was going to be able to go on a trip with him, our bro. You know, we did the podcast before with him, John. It was John's family that we went with.
Yeah.
It was just a really, really good group. We were very, very lucky. I've been on trips where the vibe is off, but I think we got very, very lucky with the people that we were with. Good times. I felt like I got closer with his family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was fun hanging out with them and like just doing things with them. I mean, we've known them for years. But
Yeah.
there's definitely a bond that we had just being able to
It's different now.
get to lounge around, but also to be completely plastered in a pool with them.
Oh man, that's a
Like
good one.
literally taking more agua. What's that liquor that we were having?
Agravenda or
Aguardente?
some shit. Agradente. Some shit like
Aguardente or
that.
something like that. Yeah, that's like a Colombian like liquor. God, I hope
It's not
I didn't
bad.
mess up
It's really good.
yeah.
Aqua
Then there's also
Gradente.
Don Julio, dude. Remember like
Why were y'all fucking bitching that Don Julio tastes disgusting? Don Julio's pretty good. You don't like no Don Julio? Somebody, I recall somebody bitching about Don Julio flavor.
Don Julio's okay. Don Julio's alright. It's better than Cuervo in my book. But yeah.
Jose
like-
Cuervo.
But dude, we did like 3 double shots of Don Julio like back to back.
Ooh, that
on-
was a moment. That was a big moment. So my boy, right? He ended up getting 8 shots in a row to get everyone hit. Kaboosh. It hurts. It sucks. But sometimes you got to do it again. So I ended up fucking getting the second shot. No big deal. No big deal. Out of nowhere. Third shot comes out of nowhere. Perfect. Just the right amount of drunk.
Those were double
I think
shots.
if we took 4, we would have gone fucked up. They were double. The people of Colombia, for real, double shots for the price of 1. That's crazy.
Dude, yeah, like those shots were great. And
The table behind
yeah.
us knew that it was on. I know that they noticed us. The fucking group of Asians are getting turned up hard right now.
Well, you know what it is? Because I knew we were tired from like, being on the boat.
Yes.
And we're still recovering that day. So after dinner, and I was talking to one of like, our friends on the trip, and she and I were like, we kind of want to go out. At least
you can
I
never
don't-
fucking stop. You must go out.
I don't really have an aim, but it would feel like a disservice to just simply go back and retire. If this is the last night, at least I got to go out with like some guns blazing, right?
Bro, that wasn't even the last night. That was like the 3rd night. That was the 3rd night. Yeah, we were like, yo,
night?
let's stay out on the 3rd night. Hell yeah. That's the time we
Yeah.
went to the 24-hour. That wasn't the last night.
No, when we did like the back-to-back shots was like the last night. Yeah.
The back-to-back shots was last night?
It was like the last night before we had to fly out. That's why like and then we end up going back to the Airbnb and taking more.
Oh,
still going out after that for, like, another-
Yes. I forgot.
The final
That wasn't the
hurrah,
3rd
hurrah.
night? Quantify the days. Since we're already here and this is what the whole podcast is going to be about. The first day, we went out to dinner. And then what did we end up doing? Alchemico. And then we went back home.
Yes, because we were all
Boom.
like, oh, it's first night. We should probably rest. Night 2, we came back from Blue Apple. We went out, but hold on, probably should.
That's what I'm
Let's do some-
saying. It's a blur
I don't have
already.
any. Yeah, hold on. So, no, I
Oh,
haven't.
are you looking at the fucking no, look at the Warberly, the website, the website that John Doe put us on.
Wanderlog.
The Wanderlog. Check the
Wander-
Wanderlog right quick. What does the
Yeah,
Wanderlog say?
Well, Wanderlog. What, oh God, why am I having problems remembering like our back to back or day to day? Okay, so
Because we were having so much fun. We went to the pool second day.
oh yeah, we went to the pool, but we still went out that night though. So oh no, because we went to La
went night
Mulata
every
that night. La Mulata was the Caribbean restaurant with the coconut rice.
Okay.
Do you remember that? I think, and you got like
I remember the food,
jerk,
but I don't remember the day.
the-
I got
the
the
jerky.
wings, the ribs.
jerk ribs,
Yes,
basically.
I remember.
We ended up going around. I think we went to a bunch of different. We went bar hopping that night, but then
This is the day in which we attempted to go to Alchemico again, right?
oh yeah. So we went to Alchemico again.
The
but
place
then
that
we
denied
had
us
the
of going
rooftop.
upstairs to the fucking ceiling. We were trying to go there again.
We went to like
That was the one that was the really, really hot rooftop.
yeah, that was
And
a
then
sticky
that's when we stayed out longer to go to the cigar
Mhm.
club. Yes, with Snoop
Yes,
Dogg. There you
because
go. Hit
because
it.
that night I think the other half wanted to retire, and then you, me, and John and like one of
And
his
the real
cousins
ones.
wanted to stay out. Like yeah,
Yeah.
John, his brother, and like one of his
Vince
other
was there as
cousins wanted to stay
well.
out.
Vince was there as well.
Yeah, and then that was the video where like they came out with this smoky box, and it's like, what is this? And then as soon as like I turn on my phone, I didn't realize the flash was on, and then all of a sudden the box opens, it's
That was shit
smoky.
was such
You
a
pull out a
fucking
drink.
gimmick. First off, open the chest, close the chest, open the chest, and then like smoke comes out. Like, who gives a fuck about that?
Dude,
Open
it
it,
was
leave it open.
gimmicky, but the moment that it opened, you literally hear in our video, ah,
Yeah, because there was no other way to fake
ah,
it.
yeah. Well, that was a fun night also. And then I think we we stayed up till like what 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, maybe. I don't know. Like I want to say like probably 2 o'clock at least because
Dude,
we were out
I
for a
ended up
minute
staying up late every
every
single
night.
night for 30 minutes more. And every night
Yeah,
in which we slept late, we're like, man, that was really late. That night, we sleeping even later. Don't fuck around. That was crazy.
yeah. And then the following day we were on the boat, and yeah, the boat felt legendary. Like the moment I stepped onto the boat and we were like we set well, not set sail, but like we blasted off into like the distance. To me, I said to myself, this is the part of the trip that I've been waiting for. This is like the epic part of the trip. Like I feel like we're like the masters of our like our lives and something like that.
Yeah.
And just yeah, going into the water and just hanging out there. I mean, the water was like taking a dip in like those like blue waters was like awesome. Um,
I think it only got
yeah,
real for me on that boat because, yo, don't fucking play though. The Black
mhm.
Panther boat is hella
And
fast. And it's
Fanta.
when it's going fast, you have to like be full of focus or you're going to get tossed off that bitch. It did not get
uh,
real for me until the boat slowed down and we were all kind of like looking at each other like, all
uh,
right, like not knowing what to do. But then the homegirl came out of nowhere and sat on the top. And I was like, oh
oh
shit.
yeah,
Now we are on vacation mode. Now we could fucking, because everyone was kind of just like, what are we supposed to do here?
no,
It was
dude.
nice.
If only the party island had been a little bit better. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think how that could have been any better, but it's like I'm not gonna carry cash or card in my wallet, but you know.
You definitely could. But for me, when I wanted to go to Colombia,
Hmm.
before any plans were started, in my head, I wanted to go to an all-inclusive resort. I wanted to have one of
Right.
those trips, like a
Hmm.
Cancun, Mexico trip. As plans developed, it kind of, when the Airbnb got chosen, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Me thinking about us buying our own liquor kind of got into my head. I was like, this is not the trip that I wanted.
Uh-huh.
Actually going to that resort feeling with during our trip on the what was that even called, the boat meetup,
Are you talking about
having the
like
whole boats meet up, and it was like trashy
oh
as fuck. The fact
oh
that it was
yeah.
trashy as fuck when everything throughout the entire trip was gorgeous and like nicely delivered, the trashiness of the party meetup was just too disgusting for me. I was like, I need to get the fuck out of here. It was really cool that we actually got to chill there, park, and then smoke the cigars. But if it wasn't for the cigars, dude, I wouldn't have enjoyed that part of the route, whatever the hell that's called.
Because at that point, like I remember, like again, I think we all just came back after waiting in like those like stinky ass waters, and
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, okay, we can hang out here for a bit, but it kind of sucks. So at that point,
We gotta
John had
go.
bought
Captain, let's
cigars.
go.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I wanted to also kind of give it like about a few minutes to like just
Yeah, yeah,
see
yeah,
if
yeah, yeah, yeah.
changes or gets better. Maybe I don't want to jump to conclusions, but it definitely didn't change.
Yeah.
Like an hour after we had been like hanging out there. But I figured, hey, look, John bought us these cigars. Might as well just, like smoke them because it's
The
like kind
cigars
of a
were perfect.
momentous. Yeah,
And it was cool
and
seeing the other boats and like girls and chicks were chilling, just talking on like the other boat next to us. I think
on the
everyone was just
boats.
relaxing and it was just like chill mode. But I mean, if that's what you
Yeah.
wanted to do, go right ahead, bro. Why not? Why not fuck around?
Yeah, I mean, one thing that I do feel like I'm decent at, but I still want to be better at in general is just like kind of approaching people. But also, I was a little intimidated by not really speaking Spanish. So going up to them and
But you
being,
didn't even know if they were
hola.
Spanish. You didn't even know. It could have been they were white girls.
Yeah, next time. But also, I was being mindful of like the group vibe. And I think collectively, we all didn't really want to hang out there forever.
We did that hot dog shit. I lost my bracelet, dude. Did I tell you? I
Yeah,
did.
I'm sorry, but yeah. No, dude, because you're looking for it. And I remember you were just like, oh.
I knew it was gone. Like I wasn't gonna find it. We were on this hot dog shit that pulls you and fucking slings you and
Banana
shit.
boat, for those who
That's what it's
don't
called.
know,
The
it's a
banana
banana
boat.
boat. Yeah.
Okay, it's a
Yeah. It looks
banana
like a
boat.
hot dog.
It
Yeah.
tossed us so fucking hard. My forever bracelet from Hawaii popped off.
That was day 3. Yeah, and you guys wiped out hard because I literally have it on video twice of you guys like wiping out hard. It's like
It
one of
was
the funniest
fucking.
thing.
It's hard. You will get tossed.
Yeah. No, dude, when I was in the Philippines and I did the banana boat, yeah, like first off, getting onto the banana boat from the
Is
water is
already a
really
bitch.
hard. Yeah, like you have to have like some pretty decent upper body strength or like lifting yourself up, you just have to know how to do it. And then
Technique.
depending on how many people are on the boat, but the moment that like
I pulled that
the
motherfucker
boat's
in twice. That guy was fucking dry, dude. He was dry. And not only did he fucking fall,
I think I have it on video. Like I said, I
he
gotta
fell
look through.
twice, bro.
But like the cool thing about like the point and shoot that I have is that it goes out all the way far. It's a little shaky because it's obviously like it's so far out there. But yeah, like you you just see first
He
the
was like a
boat turn,
Wale looking
go
motherfucker too,
whoosh,
son.
and then the
Upset as
funniest thing is
hell.
like, yeah, you guys are just trying to get on the boat while also pulling down the guy too. So yeah, yeah, man. No, like the boat was my favorite part of the trip, or
Okay.
all of
The
it was
boat
actually
happened.
my favorite part of the trip, but the boat felt like the epic part of the trip, you know?
It was. It was. It
Um,
was amazing. Day
yeah.
4. What happened day 4?
Day 4. So I think we're all kind of like
Because that wasn't the last day.
high. Well, okay, so day 3, well, let's talk about day 3, nighttime, right?
What
Or
did we do day
day 3,
3
nighttime.
nighttime?
So night 3, that was when we were also clubbing. So
La
yeah, we first,
Movida.
yeah,
I
so,
love La Movida. I really had fun at that club.
oh, dude, the Coke and tequila is unforgettable.
Fuck off, dude. It was really, really, I was pumped every time, right? You know, we talk about the moments where we did the 3 Jose, whatever, the 3 Don Julio shots, right?
Don Julio.
Epic moment, epic moment. And then every night we always seem to have an epic moment within the day. And
Yeah,
La
yeah.
Movida was just a great cherry on top again to the already great boat day where the drinks are good, it's hot, and it takes you literally 30 minutes to get one fucking drink. Everyone
dude.
is just putting up with it. No one gives a fuck about that. Out of nowhere comes this dude. We're standing next to a table that's already reserved. And he's like, hey, do you guys want a bottle? Magical moment. Constructed right there. Awesome decision making. Maybe not the Coke. That was a bad decision, yes. And I should have gotten the pineapple juice at the very
I
beginning.
bust your chops about that all the time, buddy.
It tastes
You know,
good.
but
no?
I think at that,
tastes like ass.
I think it tastes like ass, but you know, also I had a lot of alcohol that night, so I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt that like I was like in
The
pain.
music was hitting.
Every time we hit like a big music spot, that's when I just clicked on Auto Shazam, and it was just kind of populating everything that like I had listened to, you know, or
That's a
heard,
thing?
and
Auto
it's-
Shazam?
Yes. So,
Oh,
dude,
fuck.
that's why I was able to catch some things that you weren't able to because this is what I do.
Yeah.
Right.
Auto
So,
Shazam. That's the first time
So
I'm ever
Auto
hearing in
Sh-
my life.
so Auto Shazam, you basically keep the microphone, like you toggle it, it keeps the microphone on, and every time it listens to something, it'll populate the new song. And then from there, like it's also linked with my Spotify. So then it automatically populates it into a Spotify playlist. By the time
I have
you
to
were
do
starting
that.
to cue stuff, I was looking through it and I saw like your playlist, you know, versus like my stuff on Shazam, and I was just kind of mirroring them each other.
Add them, you
And then-
motherfucker. Put that shit on there.
Dude, that's why, especially when you know we were hanging out after, like
Yes.
you know, you're playing stuff from like the island, and I was like, oh, like I got you, dude. I know what to follow up
Island
with.
was a
Like,
good
and
one.
that's when you're saying, "Oh, there's a song that I missed," and I got you.
There wasn't just one. There was like 40 bangers. And not even just like, what the fuck is up with the music going on? It was a mix of like Afro beats as well as like Caribbean music, as well as
Hmm.
Spanish music as well, where it's very melodic. It's not too much. It's not like too, it's not lame. It's actually sexy. The sound is sexy, bro. It make you want to
It's
move.
because we were on that island for like an hour and a half, I think 2 hours, and there's not a single point where I felt the music was kind of boring me. It
What was the
felt just
one? What was the island that we went to for lunch on day 3?
mangata or
Mangata's fucking playlist was insanity, dude. Oh my god.
yeah, and like yeah, I have like a whole bunch of like again, I kept my auto Shazam on, so I have everything from that island, and yeah, it's good stuff.
It's
Like
a
I can cue that,
bopper.
a lot of Burner Boy, which Burner Boy,
Yo, the Colombia playlist is beating the shit out of the Hawaii playlist right now.
because we were playing stuff from like salsa, merengue, like we were going through like a whole bunch of different genres. But I also think that a lot of people on this trip actually like music, not to throw jabs at your Hawaii crew, but no, like
Oh
I
no
love
no no
music.
no
So
yo. Oh, it gives the Hawaii playlist gives a more emotional tie. I will
yeah,
tell you that. Like it's a little bit more. It makes me feel a little sadder. Like, and it's good at doing that. But the
this
Columbia
is
playlist it makes me feel
it's supposed to take you.
it makes me feel really good.
It's supposed to take you to paradise,
Yes, it is paradise.
and I felt good because I'm putting on like again our boat captain and his first mate are also Spanish. So
Oh,
for me,
thank
I want to
God to the
cater.
crew that they did the damn shots in the middle of it. That shit was
Oh,
crazy. I don't even know how we did that.
Oscar was great. Shout out to Oscar. I don't know if you're ever watching a podcast in New
He
York or
fucking
you're just like
Spider-Maned it
stumbled.
while this shit was going
Yeah,
like 120 miles per hour.
but he knew what was up. And the funniest thing is, he comes up to me. He's just like tequila, cerveza, and in my
Fuck
head, it's
yeah.
like, yeah, I didn't even think about that. I'm on this
You
boat. I
never say
completely
no.
forgot
You
about
never
that.
say
You
no.
know, and he again, I was glad he even took a shot with us, of course, right? But yeah, like
Did he? I
yeah, he
wanted him
did.
to
He
take a
took a
shot
shot
with
with us.
us.
He took a shot with us. I think towards like the latter half of the trip. Um, but yeah, and then yeah, as I'm playing music, like I put on like some Romeo Santos or
He was
Aventura,
singing. I
you
saw him
know.
singing. He was
Yeah, he
fucking
was
going
singing, dude. It felt
crazy.
good because in my head, I do care about like my audience. Like I don't DJ, but I do like being a DJ. So
Yeah,
yeah,
of
as
course,
soon
of
as he started
course.
like
You're like
singing
holding
and
the
like
aux.
all that stuff, and again, of course, like we're like cruising into like different islands, and you just like as I'm letting the wind blow in my face, I see this guy just going, while like he's next to the captain driving the boat. It's really great. Like for me, it felt good that like the people, like the crew that we're with, is also having a good time because
Did they
they're
have a good
working.
vibe as well?
And if they have a good vibe and it doesn't feel like so much work for them, then I feel like I've also kind of done my job and like we're all kind of having a good day together.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like the music this entire trip felt like going
Masterclass.
masterclass
It's gonna
of,
fuel my gym sessions for the next like year at least.
but damn, like, like I've told you so many times about going to the Philippines and that's another one
I'm
which,
gonna
you
go.
know,
I'm gonna
knock,
go. I'm
knock
gonna
on
go
wood, but
2025. Let's go.
I would love to be able to join you, but dude, like when I went to,
I'm trying to get a
you know,
+1 in that bitch. I'm trying to get a +1 in that immediately.
you should, but like for that, you should have a plus one, and then if I manage to fly there at the same time for my own thing,
Dude, that's
and
gonna be
it lines
crack.
up. So yeah, like I just think about like the next vacations, but generally vacations I've really learned to enjoy. And I was telling this to John earlier that like I feel like now I enjoy vacations more because I kind of have my own agency. Like I also feel like I'm doing things that I want to do and also sharing it with other people. So the past two vacations have been like really like home runs, like knock out of the park. And this trip was very much that. I, you know, even though I'm like still kind of sleep deprived, I come to work, nothing really
I
bothers
broke
me.
out
I'm just
like
like,
crazy, bro.
really?
Yeah, I broke out like crazy. First night we slept at like 3. Then the next night 3:30. Then 4. Then 4:30. Then the very last night we all knocked out at like 6 a.m. Dude, it was light outside again. But for whatever reason, we rose up. We were on call and ready to go the day we had to leave.
Oh
We were
yeah.
good.
Oh man. Yeah. Damn, is it gonna be so long again until like we are able to go on a awesome trip? I hope
You
not.
know,
I hope not at all.
maybe with certain people, yes. I was surprised to hear the fact that this trip was going to happen in the first place. So
Oh
if
yeah.
it defies this, then who knows? Maybe we might be going on another trip sooner than you think.
Yeah. It would be nice. I mean, I have to save up more money, of course, naturally like
Naturally. Naturally, of course you have to. You
but
can't be balling every fucking day. That would be the dream.
yeah, but also yeah, just need some time like downtime, but I'd love to do like another trip. I want to go with more friends. It's only in recent times I feel I've been willing to go out with other people and just explore. And this one felt really on my own time, but also with like my friends and really having a good time doing so. And so I guess maybe this is like the travel bug that people are talking about that's finally like bitten me. I mean, I've always enjoyed traveling. I'm just saying that at this point in my life where I'm a little bit more settled in my career and obviously I'm still single and have this opportunity to do so, that the travel bugs kind of like, hey, this is what life is like. This is what feels like, and there's so much of the world to see. And so yeah, that travel bug thing kind of bit me hard in this one here, you know?
Are you saying travel in with a specific tense? Like, did you want to travel alone or did you see it more fun
Oh no,
traveling with people?
I think it's more fun with people. I've traveled by
Yeah.
myself, mostly for work related stuff. But when I went to the Philippines and I went to Boracay, I wasn't really by myself. I was with my dad and his fiance. But when it came to any of the night stuff, like going out at night and partying, I was
That
kind of
was
by
solo
myself,
dolo. That's fucking
solo
scary,
dolo.
bro.
So it's a little scary, but also I was there for 3 nights. The first night was by myself. The second night, during the daytime, I had made friends, so I was out till like 4 or 5 a.m. with like, the friends I'd made. And
You try to
final
flirt?
night,
Were you flirting, bro? Because like if you're gonna be staying up till like 4, you have to there's a flirting process that's happening. You can't just stay with these people for that long and then nothing happens. No. You go to sleep, baby. You find another group.
so again, going solo is fun to a certain extent. And I said from that trip, I'd wished that my friends were there because I know that aside from my own energy, I have other people's energy to kind of build off of. And I don't
Yeah.
always have to be the one taking point, or like motivating myself. Other people could be enabling. Like again, this entire trip, I had at least 4 enablers at any given
That's
moment,
true. And they
all
were
building
all
on top of each other.
yeah, they were all had their own specialties. Like one of them was all pen. One of them
All
was
one of
all
them was all
liquor.
shots.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
that was
not
crazy,
you.
bro. That was
Well,
crazy.
we have one friend who's like mostly pen and like beers, basically. Like he'd be like
Yeah.
the
And one
deliverer
of
of
them was like,
beers,
if
right?
one started, the other one would get automatically triggered to
Yeah.
double and amplify the effect.
And
Dude,
that's kind of the beauty of like traveling with friends. Like, I mean, again, you choose the type of vacation that you want, right? But I enjoy being with people. I mean, so going back to what we talked about, where you said, I kind of wish I had a day to myself, or if people want to join me, cool. But if not, you kind of make your own agenda. And I think that's the good part about like, if you have like a good trip, you should have a day to yourself and not feel like you have to like go by, with everything with everyone.
sometimes I think of the possibilities of how that would have felt on your own. Like you could do whatever. That would have
It's
been so
nice.
gorgeous. I can't even. I just know that it would have been a special day, even if there was no boat or La Movida. It would still be special.
Even if spending like the entire day by yourself or with like just one other person and you finally come back with everyone, like because you also like again during this trip, we're all kind of crammed together and you don't really have that recharge time, you know from certain people. So if you have a day to yourself and you kind of come back together, like in my head, I know it's going to be a really awesome time coming back because then now I haven't hung out with you this entire day. Let's fucking do something, right? You know.
Yeah.
So, and again, just going back to my conversation about traveling with people is that it's nice when there are times I'm not even certain that I know also I might second guess myself. But also having friends who are kind of like slowly nudging, not like nudging hard, right?
I'm
But
nudging you
again,
fucking hard. Don't play. Don't. I'm shaking you if I
well,
know.
there's you, right? And then also like so again, halfway through the last night, one of our other friends was, like I could tell the rest of the crew is a little
Wait,
still
this is the
tired.
last night?
Yeah, the last night. So people are still kind of
Okay.
tired from the long night before, on top of still feeling the effects of the boat. And that boat was great, but that boat, I felt like I was still on the boat like 24 hours later, right?
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Because we
felt
were like,
wobbly every now and then.
again, half the crew elects like, oh, we'll just go back. Let's just, we have stuff at like the Airbnb, right? Let's just drink there. We can order stuff in
It
my
would have been
head.
nice. We still had a lot of
It would have been
liquor. We
nice.
still,
But then one of John's cousins, she was like, I still want to go out. I said, me too. All right, let me go find something.
of course, baby. Of
And we were
course.
still walking around for a bit. And then on a whim, I saw this guy comes up to us like, hey, would you like to come in? There's like drinks, it's free cover. I asked like if there is any cover. He's like, no, it's completely free. So make a beeline in there. In my head, the last seconds. All right, I'm just gonna buy around the shots for everybody. This could be the last
This
one,
was the
but
last
whatever.
night.
Yes,
This
and
was
that
in the
was
outskirts of Colombia.
not the outskirts. This is before we went to the outskirts of
Oh,
Colombia. Or
you're talking about the
part there.
3-shot waterfall. Yeah, yeah. I was about to say,
Because
like,
then,
I thought you were talking about the outskirts shit.
because for me, I want to at least like fire off, right? I don't know
Yeah.
if this is gonna lead into anything, and then you follow up with your round, and
Let's
then
go. I
another
told you I'm gonna
cousin's
shake your
like,
ass up.
yo, I'm gonna get a round, and I think we all just look at each other. This is
He
happening.
didn't want to look like a pussy. So then all of a
We're all
sudden,
like, this
he
is
was
happening.
like,
This is
let me
happening.
Thunderbolt too. I thought John was gonna buy one after that, which kind of got me scared. Because for real, if we all had one more shot, I
We would have been
think
destroyed.
we would tipped over the banana boat, if I may say so.
Yeah. No, we would have. No, if we had one more follow up, we probably wouldn't have gone out again that night. So
It's hard to
it worked
say
out.
which is my favorite part because every part of the trip had its own moment that was really, really nice. Even the smaller moments. Like we're forgetting the niceness of the Colombian sushi.
Oh
Which
yeah, that was nice.
surprisingly, I had a really good time there, even though it was a nice, fancier joint. We're forgetting about the coffee tasting, which what really wasn't my favorite thing to do, but it was still nice that we got to do something like that, and it was very different than the rest of the trip. It's something different that we got to check off, and the outskirts of Colombia is another one of those things that really checked it off, and I think it was almost more so a bonding moment rather
yeah.
than where we ended up being. Like that part of the trip was it was the perfect way to end the trip and seal the deal between us all. I
Yeah.
really like that.
Yeah, no, I think every night and every day was unique in its own way. The boat is easily my iconic moment of the trip, but I think every day there
Every day was gorgeous.
was gorgeous. Was so much fun and something different than the night before.
Now I have
But
the
yeah,
blues again. I'm thinking about it now. I have the blues again.
I'm sorry to bring it up, but yeah, no, it's nice to really think so fondly on these different trips, and for me also, the music anchors it too. Like sometimes I think to myself on previous trips, it's like, damn, that was such a long time ago, but music is something that helps me remember like experiences well because I attach memories to like these feelings, and these feelings are evoked by the music that we play. And so, again, I'm glad that you caught on when we are in Mangata because the
They
island
had me
vibe music.
moving. It was moving me.
It was again. listened to that before, but just the succession of songs, like when you kind of play through a whole series of genre and it kind of burns out. This one, for whatever reason, did not burn out, and it's also going through
It was never
not just like
ending.
it was
When
never
you thought that they
ending, and
couldn't do
there's
another hit,
Spanish.
there was
Yeah.
another hit.
And then there are a couple ones where like it's playing stuff that you introduced to me that I didn't realize that it works so well, like "Sensational" by Chris Brown, and it's like,
Ooh. I
oh,
remember, I remember, I remember. I don't know where the fuck we were, dude. They were mixing the song, and all of a sudden, Sensational comes on, and I remember going, "Oh my god!" Like I could hear it before it's even on, right? And then somebody goes like, "What
yeah,
the fuck is going on?" And then I'm not sure. I think John ends up going, "Oh, it's because he knows the next song," and I was like, "Hell yeah, this shit is so popping!" Oh my god, the islands move me. That's all I must say.
the islands moved me too, and just the photos again. Like we share these things together, and so this is why I think I asked you so early on. What inspired you to do this, and just now for me, for my own trips, whenever I go out with other people, definitely with you for sure, but like I would also want to be able to do the same thing too with other people, where it's like, hey, this is a Google Drive folder, because there are times I don't see
You
your
have to do it, bro.
photos.
You'll thank me
Yeah.
later. You'll thank me forever. And the fucked up thing is when we first went to Hawaii, they
Uh-huh.
kind of lowballed me because they were planning the Hawaii trip so perfectly. They know what they wanted to do. And I was like,
Mm.
I kind of took a back step on it. I still wanted to offer something to the party. So I did the playlist and the Google Drive. It's like the thing that we hold on to now to remember the trip. So yeah, they were all telling me
Oh
like, oh
yeah.
yeah, Gabriel just did the free stupid shit. And I'm like, I don't think it's going to be fucking stupid, bro. You're going to regret that. You're going to be listening to it.
Yeah, no, this trip established, new, I don't want to say bars of expectation, but I just think for things that I would want to do in the future, for like how I share my own experiences and enjoy them with other people. And me, like I take plenty of photos, but I also, you know, I don't upload as much as I used to. Like I used to upload a lot on Facebook when Facebook used to be an app that I cared about. Instagram, I would post, but it's hard when you really have to kind of curate your stuff, and it's a bunch of like, you kind of have to like really polish it up a bit. And then for these type of photos, it's not like the most glamorous photos, but for me, I find a lot of love for it because these are things that I see, and these are the
They are
people that I
glamorous.
love.
What are you talking about? They are glamorous.
Oh,
What kind of bullshit is you talking about? I don't even want to hear that. Like that's a very yesterday you last podcast you corrected me and I want to get this straight. It's subjective or objective. It's a very
sub subjective. Yeah.
so
'Cause-
the definition of glamorous is subjective. Am I
yes.
correct in saying that? Yeah, yo.
Yeah.
So don't be thinking all that stupid bullshit like your photos are not glamorous or whatnot. That's crazy talk. You shouldn't be thinking
Yeah.
that way.
Well, so I don't share photos that often, but this is a great opportunity that I finally get to, because also I don't really know what place I would upload my photos to. I mean, again,
I'm
Instagram is like
stealing
private
some of your
photos.
shit from my Instagram. I'm telling you that now. If I find one that I really really like, I'm very very selective. I have to pick 10 photos out of the whole fucking time. That's actually tough.
The thing is, how do I sum up a trip when there's like so many really great candids of you guys that I just think, oh, like I'm really looking at this one photo of like
You can do one
everyone
of those
on the
sexy
boat right now.
collages, the sexy collages, you know?
You're right. You're right. So,
Maybe that
but
can help you.
again, I'm like looking at a whole bunch. I might take you up on that offer, but I'm looking at a whole bunch of photos here. And it's like, oh, this is like a banger. And then these are just, I looked through all of them, and I have
You have a
so not
solid one of
including,
every single one, every single person.
I think a decent amount. Yeah,
Okay.
are debatably. I'm not gonna, but I have like a lot of a lot of photos that I like, and so from my iPhone alone, I had like 97 that I uploaded to like the drive. And then from this thing, which I haven't curated or even like selected, I mean, I took 142 photos on like my point and shoot.
Bro,
And
dude, you're getting me excited. Don't get me excited. As a new song
and
on the playlist pops on. Yo, there was a lot of good moments, bro. I'm so
uh,
glad.
uh, yeah, and like I'm just like rewinding. Like again, this is great because in Lightroom you have like a carousel where you're able to look through all the photos. So yeah, I'm just like scrolling through them. Like literally, I'm looking at the first moment that we get to the Airbnb, and you put down like your Osmo, like your DJI Osmo,
You did
and
shit
yeah,
with
there's like,
that?
well, there's a photo. Well, it's me taking a photo of your Osmo pointed at us while
That's
you're, I think
cool.
you're recording,
I should have
yourself.
recorded more because I saw some videos from the first couple days and I kind of stopped on 4, 5, 6, right, or whatever. But
Really?
the videos on the Osmo are actually really nice looking. I was
No, they're good.
really impressed. I was like,
Like
I thought this was gonna be
I
stupid footage.
No, Osmo actually takes legitimately decent video. Like, if I would consider owning one, but I think whenever I travel,
It
um,
it takes a
like
type of person to use that camera the way that it's meant to be used. Like that's not a
right,
everyday guy's way of shooting.
but also I really am of the mind. Well, next to this point and shoot that I have, right?
Yeah.
But my
And I
iPhone's
think that the
easily
point
one
and
of like
shoot
my
is your craft. But yeah, you were saying your iPhone.
the iPhone also is like easiest like device to pick up. Like for example,
Yeah,
it's like here, it's like I just find it easy to be like,
it's
boop.
connected to the fucking internet, dude.
Yeah,
That's why the camera
and
on it's so powerful.
when I think about the things that I upload on social media, right? So there's photos, right? And then also, which is a very different medium in itself. It's very similar, but they're very different. Is my Instagram stories, and the stories I think also tell. It shows everything that we went through, but it also kind of imagines, or at least illustrates the world rather, a little differently. And so I just like also that the videos that I put there, like again, they're brief 10-second videos of me just doing like do
I want to see.
do
So
or
everything
zooming in and
is
out.
everything uploaded or what?
No, I'm still editing this
How much more
final
we gotta
thing.
fucking talk about? When's the
I'm going through
deadline,
it.
dude? When is the deadline? You gotta let us know when it's gonna happen.
Um
Because I need to see
so
everything before I post.
I will. I'm gonna try to have it up by tonight for sure because I'm gonna
All right.
export it and then I'm gonna just
Don't fuck
upload it and I'll
around.
just like bing a bang a bongo on the chat like, hey, this is like I finally uploaded. But I am going through it and I mean it does look good. Honestly, I'm a little impressed with the point and shoot too because it looks
I'm sure it
crisper in
looks
a way,
gorgeous.
crisper than the iPhone, and the colors are looking pretty good. Like some fun photos here too. Um, us by the pool.
I hope I
I
don't look
mean,
fat. I hope I don't look fat.
that's the only thing I get concerned about sometimes. It's like,
You just don't want to look too fucking fat, bro.
there are a lot of attractive girls in Blue Apple from like, but that was like the ones from like the Spanish wedding party or bachelor. No, it's not a bachelor because they're guys and girls. So it's like,
Oh, yeah. I felt like they were all Italian. Like they were from Europe.
oh yeah,
They were holding a naked baby. The baby that they were watching that day, which is like, holy fuck. You put a baby that small on a boat to get here to the Blue Apple. Maybe they got like a secret flight or whatever. But at the end of the day, the baby is bucket ass naked. And what else happened? There was like a lot of weird shit that was going. No, they were smoking around. The baby didn't give a fuck. The dad was just smoking his cigarette right in front of his baby face. I was like, okay, shit, this guy's European. Like, that's where they're from. That's what they do. That's what they find acceptable.
do they
I
really
guess.
do that in Europe?
I don't know.
Damn,
Then you
that
tell me where they're from that they did that. Maybe from
Spain.
Spain?
They're from
Yes, they're from
Spain.
Spain.
Because
Yeah, I can see
remember,
that.
so there's that time towards the end where John and I again we I think had just gotten ice cream or ice cream was getting delivered to us, and then there's this one like lady from
Are you
Minnesota who
talking about
approached
that?
us.
This old lady from fucking Minnesota approached them on the island, the Blue Island, where we were just relaxing, maxing. We get a free drink, we get a free entree. And what was she talking to you about?
Well, I don't really remember, but then she was just like, "Oh, I just noticed that you guys were, like from like the United States because you guys were talking in English," and then it just led into this whole discussion about like, why she was there. Like she, I think, had three
Is she
kids
English
that
too? Because
she,
she's from Minnesota.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't know her. I don't remember her ethnicity, but yeah. So she was there with her eldest. She I think adopted three kids from Colombia, and so I think she was just there bringing her eldest back.
Oh.
He's also like a soccer player, and then vice versa. And they're like, so yeah,
Professional?
I think he plays maybe minor league. I can't really answer that, but like he's really young. He's like only 18 pretty much. So
Oh,
like
okay, okay, never
like he's
mind.
in like some like soccer leagues and clubs pretty much. But yeah, and then just yeah, for the most part,
Was she hot? Was she a MILF? Yo, you brought her up. She's fucking old lady from Minnesota talking to you out of nowhere. Was she a beautiful woman? No disrespect.
she looked good. She looked good.
She looked good.
Yeah.
I
She looked
don't
good.
to be honest, I did not look at her. I wanted to respect your conversation. I'm not trying to stare at whatever the fuck is going on. Do your thing, baby.
Yeah, but I'm not even sure why I brought that up. Um oh well, yeah, no, I don't even remember now
I didn't
anymore.
even know why you brought it up. It's okay.
But it was a good time there. Yeah, damn, damn, that was last week.
Can I tell you something interesting?
What's up?
Before we end, I was very sad that the trip had ended. Really sad yesterday. Even though I was kind of like generally happy that it happened, I
Mm-hmm.
felt kind of upset. Not upset, but I felt saddened at the fact that damn, vacation feels so nice and the real world sucks. But after that realization, I felt focused. I felt very remember when I told you that when I first started the store, everything seemed so like a laser beam. I was fucking insane, really good
Mm-hmm.
and dedicated every day on it. And after around the time of Hawaii, I was thinking maybe the Hawaii vacation is gonna calibrate me once again in order for me to
Mm-hmm.
be that as productive as I can be. I will say that the Colombia trip, for what it's worth right now, because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or the next day or the next couple days, I feel very focused. The things that I said that I wanted to quit, my resolve for them has been really, 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 really strong. Even though
Mm.
it sucks that regular life is abound for us now, I feel very focused and dedicated once again to get to another vacation and live that life more. Live that life more often. Proactively try to chase that life. We didn't think that we were gonna go on this trip, right? It was just kind of lucky. They just they invited us. That's their trip. That's not our fucking trip. We've hopped onto that
Although,
trip. We fucking manhandled that trip after the first day. Don't get me wrong, yes, but that wasn't our trip. And there were so many little factors along the way that could have changed the dynamic of how it went. Maybe one person felt sick and then all of a sudden wasn't there. The dynamic was totally different. I was thinking to myself, not to sound like a prick or anything, but just
mhm.
imagine this is for fun now. Imagine how the trip would have been different if you were there. And then you think about the qualities that you bring to the table when you're with people on the regular. I thought about
Mm.
that on the drive home to, on the way thinking, if I wasn't there, how would the trip be different for the rest of my homies? And I think it would be definitely different. I think anyone missing almost ruins the dynamic of the perfect storm that we encountered this past weekend.
Yeah, we think about the enablers on the trip, but
Word.
everyone worked in really good rapid succession. And
Yeah.
I love that because when there's a want, we went out.
And
We
nobody
went
fucked with
after.
us. I don't care about no
Like,
fucking you are a man, you are a boss. Dudes, those guys are cool as fuck. Nobody fucked with us. We were like a gang.
yeah. If any one of us was not on that trip or was missing, I don't
The whole vibe
know.
is
Like
different.
the vibe would be very different. And I just liked having this dynamic, which again, when we talk about or when I talk about like, "Oh, what's the next one?" Like, I would love to have like a trip like that again with either the same people or something like that.
I'd
I mean,
love to go on
you
the
know, I
trip
don't
with them
also
again. That's amazing. Same goes for the Hawaii people.
it'd be cool to see the next, the next season, if you would, right? The
I
next
cannot
season
wait. I
of
cannot wait for you to see the
I hope I'm
cast of
part
your
of it.
season.
I hope I'm part of like the next
You will
season for
always be a
you.
part of it. No,
And I hope
no fucking
part of
like
the next
that.
I hope you're a part of like the next season for me. And I mean that because like again, I also think to myself, what would I have done maybe a little differently? You know, coming back here. So your version of it was also coming back more focused. My version of it was
Yeah,
coming back rested and like finding my peace and tranquility.
yeah.
Like again, dude, like I said, as soon as I was on the boat, I'm just like this is paradise. Like this is where I
Yeah.
want it to be. I've never realized how much I enjoyed this like adventuring that we've done. And I come back to work feeling pretty good. Like feeling like I can take on the world and nothing at the moment. I hope it lasts for quite some time, that nothing bothers me. Or if it's I'm just simply more focused and willing to take on every challenge, you know.
Did you
But
experience that moment when you were laying down splayed out on the boat? And then not only did you get to remove the weight that you have on your muscles, your shoulders, that you got to remove the weight off your heart for real. Like you could just, sometimes I feel we're so subconsciously defensive with our walls up that even though we're not muscularly tense, emotionally in your heart, you almost feel
oh
tense.
dude,
You know what I mean?
like
That's a weird
well
one
that's a
I'm trying to
so
describe.
So when I think about moments in my life, I feel like I've untangled my tenseness, right? And physically, I think like spiritually and emotionally, right? I think those are like very tangible things. But so when I bring up Boracay, it's when I was like literally standing on that beach, beautiful sunset, surrounded by people, but I'm, by myself, but it feels like paradise, right? And for this
That must
moment
have felt
is
so
being,
different.
but yeah, it's a very different feeling because I felt like kind of like
But still
myself
heavy,
coming
still
whole.
super, almost heavier.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would say
But then
heavier.
here, for this one, it was different because like I feel like I'm lifted from like kind of the burdens of like my day to day and work. And I'm also surrounded by friends who are on this adventure. Like I'm not alone this time.
Yes,
And
yes.
we're not even out of the port of Cartagena. We are literally just like cruising through the port. Like the moment that, you know,
The Black
our
Panther.
cap, the Black Panther,
Yes.
Panther, but the moment that he kicks it into high gear and we're cruising, and then the guy's like, oh, you know, Bluetooth, you could connect your phone or you can play your music, right? I cue up a song and he kicks it in the high gear, and then we're leaving the port, and that's when like my aha moment of like liberation and like just feeling like I'm untangled from it. I mean, was already doing that, days before, but then it just felt like uh came to an even higher point when we were on this boat. And then when we're just like stopping eventually at like different areas, and then we're all like, "Oh, hey, jump in the water now." And that felt it's like, "Oh crap."
That shit was
Like
so
we get
fucking
to be
scary. You're talking about jumping into the water in the middle of the water, like with no life vest, not knowing what's gonna touch your feet. I was
Oh yeah,
scared
you don't
as
even know how
fuck.
like deep that is. But you trust the guy that he's not gonna lead you into the darkness, or at least into like a shallow grave, right? But yeah, nah, like I think those are like my moments of like clarity, if you would.
It
Hashtag clarity.
was so nice, like slowly going around the boat. Oh, that was my
Yeah,
favorite moment too. We were like
yeah.
jellyfish. That was a
It's like
really gorgeous moment. Thank you for reminding me that we had that.
also you reminded me that we have a lot of moments, like
Yeah,
a lot of good moments in
that was a really sweet moment. Thank you.
Yeah, and just being again, like it's kind of doing things with friends and also doing nothing with your friends outside of like, just hanging out in like our normal day-to-day stuff, but just
Do we
being in
have
a
pictures
completely
of us
different
in the
world.
water?
I uploaded some pictures of that I took of you guys in the water. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
or you were saying?
Yeah. Yeah, no, just for me the experience of again doing things with friends and doing nothing with friends is a really great experience in itself, especially when you're doing these things, something and nothing, in a place outside what you would call home. You get to do it in a completely different part of the world, and for me that's like that I find as like one of my favorite things in the world to do is just being with other people and doing something and doing nothing. Like again, the other thing that I enjoyed the most, again, we're just out like in the porch right in front of like the pool, and we're just like lying there, just listening to music, drinking
It
beers.
was a
You
moment. I
know?
knew it. I had to go get someone to go take a picture of that. Thank yo, shout out to Homegirl for doing that. But
Yeah.
that I knew that was just a moment right there. And I wanted to capture that specifically for John. It made me think of like when you think of those photos that you go to like some dude's house, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but there's just like him of his homies and you have no idea who anybody in that photo is. That would be
Yeah.
like a photo to have in your house that's like you with the boys. Like that one was a real one for me. Like we had to go take that.
Yeah. And again, that's why I said like something and nothing. When I say nothing, it's just like we're not everything's out for a purpose. We're just hanging out. And for me, that's this part of the trip is or like this entire trip itself is pretty much like the answer to my prayers that I asked for when I was in the Philippines, like more than like 9 8 9 months ago. Like this answered everything that I've wanted. And yeah, it's like
It reminds
it's
you of being a child. Is that what you just said?
basically
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
what I
being a
was
kid
about to
again.
say. It's just being a child again and not caring about anything just for a moment.
Yeah,
That is
you
such
know.
a beautiful feeling.
This trip's beautiful, man.
I'm fucking turned as hell right now. I have to
Shit,
I've been hitting this pen like crazy, just
shit, dude. This
reminiscing
makes
about
me
something that
want.
happened 2 days ago.
I feel like because it's just us two, and again, like there's other players in the game as well, and I'm sure their experiences. If when we talk to them about that, they'll tell us something and be like, "Oh yeah, I totally forgot that we had that moment, right?"
I
You
love the
know?
perspective on it. I felt like everyone was kind of like a character.
Yeah, and
You
we're
know,
all like,
sometimes I was like shut down. Sometimes I put myself on the back, and then some people will come up to me and go like, "Oh, are you okay? Like, are you good?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm totally fine." But there's already so much personality happening. Like without me having to do anything, I'll just let you guys flow. Everyone's kind of flowing in their own conversation. I'm just gonna chill for a moment. And then when I'm ready to fucking participate, as I always do, right? Every night, you as well. Like you kind of just give your moment to rest before jumping in, jumping in, jumping in, not humping in.
yeah. Oh my god, and I still have like again, so I'm expediting the process to like edit these photos, but yeah, like I'm just scrolling through them and it's just like,
I can't wait to see
oh
them after
man.
this. I can't. Actually, I might just
Uh
look it up because it's already the end of the podcast. Let me just turn it on. John was saying
there.
that like some of the photos of the food were really, really good. And I have to say, when I looked at it, it actually was way better than my fucking pictures of the food.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my God. My pictures of the
Hold
food
on.
were goddamn ass. Yours were like really nice. I was like, okay, this kind of looks good. I'm not really gonna post a lot of the pictures of the food. That's not my thing. But if I
Uh-huh.
was trying to do it, I was like, that's a way better
Well,
photo.
well, that's Jess's thing. Jess's thing is food.
You didn't do the food
Like,
photos?
no, I did. I uploaded my food photos also. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But Jess is more of like I think that's
She's the
most of
foodstagrammer.
she's the foodstagrammer. And when I say foodstagrammer, she's like the foodstagram like on her stories pretty much, right?
And what
You
are
know.
you? What are you then? Because if I'm the
I do it
selfie
all.
dude, which is embarrassing, what are you
Uh
then?
I don't know. I would not I think I just the everyday. I think that's what I like to do.
I
That's my
was wilding
specialty.
out in some of these photos, son. I was wilding out. I look ugly in some of these shits. We gotta delete some of them. Oh my God.